Oh, hello. Today we're going to go flying in ALTALA. This is something that I've written some pyreps about on FSE. It's an alternate version of Alabama. The reason we're going flying there is because you would never fly in this crud in the real world. Today, as I'm getting ready to take off on this flight, we have, by the METARs, we have marginal VFR here and at the destination, 4 to 5 miles here. It doesn't look really like that. This is just a picture from a few minutes ago when it was really looking bad. It's getting better though. But at the other end, they're looking at 6 or 7 miles visibility with broken ceilings above 5,000. So VFR may be possible. I don't know. Today we're flying the FREEBIRD, November 9225 Charlie, the caravan that I had the nickname thread about on the server or on the forum. The forum. There we go. So here's the flight that we're going to look at today. I'm just going to flip through some slides, and that way we can see things easier. I went ahead and made up a little flight plan so you can see where we're going. We're leaving Jasper down here. Going to fly these two waypoints, which also help me when I reverse the plan to go back in that way. Then we'll go up to this initial approach fix for uh, Redstone. So we'll be going KJFX via Dora, Creel, Fazov to Redstone Army Airfield. Uh, Something else I wanted to show you a little bit. This is Jasper Warco County Airport right there. But this X right here is the closed down old airfield that I fly out of. You can even hear the rain on the airplane. That's pretty good. That little spot right there is Dora. When I'm coming back into the area, if I get to Dora and I can't see this airfield, then I go ahead and make other plans to either land on the ILS at the real Jasper Airport or just go somewhere else. So at the other end, we've got that's the initial approach fixture, the RNAV 35 at at Redstone. I'm planning on being VFR at 2,500 feet. That's my hope and plan anyway. We'll see what happens in the real flight. That'll be the fun of it. That's where we're flying in ALTALA because things don't have to work out all that great. I do have the RNAVs loaded up and the VOR approach. There's a rocket VOR approach that I've got handy as well. We won't go into the details on that. We're going to come into Huntsville area at Fasov, but I'll be at 2,500 feet already. Usually I go in at Cavpoo, but I wanted to have the option of flying the whole RNAV approach tonight if it looks that it's going to be that way. So I don't know what'll happen. This is a picture from a few more minutes, a little bit closer. The sun was starting to break out, so the visibility was improving. So now we'll go to the actual airplane and see what it looks like. Now we're inside the caravan. Here's an outside view, and it's not great. You ever notice you can see the rain underneath your airplane when you look at some of these exterior views? These are my simulated GoPros scattered around the airplane that I can get to quickly. Here we are at the departure end of runway 11 at the old Jasper Airport. Like I said, I've already programmed the GPS with that flight plan, so hopefully we won't have any misery with that. The weather screen looks absolutely abysmal, so we'll see what happens. I went ahead and did all that. I did not start the plane, so I thought we'd go ahead and do that. Of course, I did a walk around because that's easy. You go like this. Whoop, like this. And ta-da, we've done a walk around. I like to line up right behind the plane so I can see it better. Get back inside. All right, turn on, not all the lights. Well, go ahead and turn everything on tonight. It looks kind of yucky for this evening. Let's see. Emergency brakes. Kind of following my abbreviated flight or checklist. Everything looks ready. Let's see what we get. Propeller starts to spin. Oh yeah. And as I've said before, I have the both multifunction displays visible below this view on another monitor, so I won't have to stare at them all the time. This is my normal view as I'm flying right here. So let's do the barometer, make sure we're good. Field is 500 feet, so that's good. 2,500 feet planned altitude. Initial autopilot heading, same as the runway heading, so we can fly straight out. As far as the entertainment value of this flight, I don't know how much it'll be. If I get up to 2,500 feet and I can't see the ground, I can't see carrying you passengers along with me who can't even see anything except listen to me talk and look at the fog outside the window. So we'll see what it looks like once we get airborne. Everything's in the green on the engine. Give myself a notch of flaps. Trim up a little bit, helps me get off the ground in 3,700 feet without any worries. And here we go. I do have Jasper traffic tuned into the radio, but I've had a real world radio on Jasper traffic all afternoon. And if I were to key it and talk right now, no one would hear me, I don't think. There's been no radio traffic all afternoon because it's just such an abysmal day. But maybe we'll hear something as we fly. We'll see. Jasper traffic, November 9225 Charlie, Cessna Caravan, taking runway 11 at the old Viking field. Last two instructions on my checklist. Release the brake and check the FSE client that you are actually flying. Yes, we are. All right. This ought to be interesting. Here we go. Let's hold the brakes down. Takeoff power is set. That's about all you get. And we are off. Oh, that's beautiful. No gear to pull up. Take the flaps up. Well, I can still see the ground. This thing on autopilot. Don't sink. That's nasty. Maybe it's got a top. To 900 feet per minute, put in the flaps, bring the tack back down into the 1700s, and the power into the 1700s, and that's usually a pretty good climbing power. We're on the flight plan, but you look down and see we are on the flight plan. The weather looks awful. I think I'm going to go ahead and plan to climb to 5,500 feet because it's obvious we're not going to come out of this at 2,500. This does not look like a broken ceiling at 5,000. on the nav2 radio. I've got Vulcan VOR over in Birmingham. If I had to follow that over that way and get the ILS into Birmingham, I could do that. I very rarely look at this instrument up here in the corner, but you guys could use that when I'm not looking at, when all I'm seeing is the full MFD at the bottom. You can at least tell by this what we're about to do. We're turning to 035 to head for Fazov. Rain's not pelting us anymore. It may have a top, we'll see. There's a Southwest Airlines guy up above us. We get to fly in the sunshine for a little while. Looks like we've got a good 50 or 30 knot tailwind, give or take a little bit. I know this plane will climb a lot faster, but I usually go with 900 because real world experience, that's about the best my ears can stand in an unpressurized plane. Once we reach 5,500, I'll go into edit mode, and you won't have to sit through this entire journey. I'll wake it back up when we get to the other end. It's like we're flying into a hole in the world there. A little bit of shine in the sunshine. Just haven't seen much of it today. Back into the fog. Let's pull the power back a bit. Let's see. Really checked the specs, but this plane seems to cruise pretty good in the low 1700 RPMs and about 1300 torque, and that gets me 350 pounds per hour fuel consumption, which is right about on spec for FSE, so I'm happy with that. Make sure I've got passengers in the back, ask them if they're okay. They all seem to be fine. Okay, and we are back. Seems like a good place to start down. about 20 miles out from the destination. I'm going to go ahead and head down to, go to 2,500 for right now. The wind gusts keep causing me to do that. I mean, I have pulled way back. We ought to be slowing down a lot. But the winds are taking me like crazy. I'll start with 2,500. Go down 900 for a minute to start with. I think the rain came up to meet me. I pulled up the VOR 35 approach plate, and its minimum altitude is 1,500 feet. The RNAV 35 or the RNAV 35 is 1,300 feet, but 1,500 feet is my minimum. If I can't see the ground, oh, check that out. There's ground. If we can see that runway, we can land on it. Still kind of high. And drop the first notch of flaps in. Better slow down to 150. We're still way off up here. These hills south of Huntsville always bother me. That's when I fly at least 2,500 feet anywhere around here, especially when I can't see. So I'll start down from 2,500 feet at Cavpoo, like the RNAV says. And hopefully I'll start seeing the runway by then. Start configuring this thing for landing. This all looks familiar. SkyWest plane going into the Huntsville City Airport. I think we may actually make a decent landing. Radar altimeter says we are just now getting within 2,500 feet of the ground. Oh yeah. Unless the rain jumps in front of me, we can go ahead and go to 1,500. This new throttle that I've got has a clicked position at the 50% point, and that comes in pretty handy for descents in the Caravan. It gives me a good power, enough power to keep me with full flaps, descending above stall speed, above VREF even. So we're okay on that. Still 10 miles out. Yep, 8 miles out from the runway. There's our barometer here. Simulated listening to the weather report. Pretty close, 2982. There's our minimum descent. We're okay right now, but man, can't see the runway. I know I could turn on synthetic vision and see it on my MFD, but I'd rather use my eyeballs. Huntsville traffic, Redstone traffic, if you're out there, we're on 5 Mile final for runway 35. Come on, man, don't be messing with me now. Got rocket VOR on. If I had to go somewhere else, I could find my way around this area. GPS is still working great, so there's no scare there. Getting worse. I've had this happen before, landing at the Huntsville Executive Airport up north of town. Visibility was fine until about 2 miles from the runway, and then this envelope came on top of me. 3 miles, don't see anything. Caravan just so I don't overdo anything. $75. There it is. We have a runway in sight. I'm clearing myself to land. Cut off the autopilot. Back to the 50% descent level. They don't even have any blinky lights to lead you into the runway. Redstone. It's a helicopter port for the most part. Slow down some more. Yes, it is. Wind's pretty light. 80, a little bit more gas. There's 3.5. Let's go ahead and cut. Plenty of room to slow down. And Redstone traffic. Caravan 25 Charlie is clear of runway 35, whatever. And that's probably where I'll end the flight for you folks, but I'm going to go ahead and taxi in. And that concludes that. Thanks for flying with me.